Hi YouTube and welcome back to my World of Warcraft on Wednesdays. Alright, so first you will notice that I have a different character than I'm playing with. I am now doing this with my Paladin. She's a Retribution Paladin, so she's just, I just leveled her up to level 90 and I was able to get her eye levels up to almost 460. I mean, it's still not terribly high, but higher than Lich Reaper, who was still in the 440s, so I thought she might be better at handling some of these fights, especially with her self-healing abilities. And for today, I am just focusing on the Plague Quarter. You know, the Plague Quarter by itself is 23 minutes, and I thought, you know, why don't I just do one quarter at a time? And then the other reason I've switched to my Paladin here is, one, I just wanted to switch. She's now, I want her to be my main tune anyway. I've done the Death to her since Wrath of Lich King came out, and I was able to create a Death Knight. I've been playing the Death Knight main tune since then, so I just felt it was like time for a change. And number two, when I made my first attempt at Naxxramas, I think that's the way it's pronounced, I tried it by going in the Arachnid Quarter first with Lich Reaper and just got spanked. I don't know what that one bug boss does, but like halfway through the fight, I can no longer cast any spells of any kind, and I quickly die. I need to research that particular boss before I face him again, but I figured, you know, why don't I try a different quarter first and see how well I do. And I actually finished the entire quarter. So that's, you know, I'm pretty proud of myself to lead that. Because I am not a raider. I haven't done these raids, I haven't done these fights. I'm a complete noob. So you may or may not notice me doing things that you might think are a mistake with my rotations, that kind of thing. I mean, I got all my rotations and lifts and everything. Also, there's some sites online that have like PvE. Retribution Paladin builds and that kind of thing, so I was using that. I forget the name of the site that I used, but I was using that, although I changed the order of my rotation to better suit how I play. I kind of like the lineup. I kept the rotation in terms of the same spells and everything, but just changed the order in which I hit everything up compared to what was recommended. So people know I'm doing that one way or the other. Regardless, you know, and I keep switching around my presences and my other things a little bit and stuff. And I'm not entirely sure if I think the I'm trying to remember these things now. There's the thing of strength and the thing of kings, and I'm like, what's the name of that? Sorry, middle-aged brain just cut me out. But I think strength is the one that I would be using for myself if I'm doing myself. If I'm in a group, then the blessing. That's what it was. Blessing of kings and blessing of strength. And for myself, I think Blessing of Strength is probably that way to go, whereas I usually do Blessing of Kings if I'm in a group, primarily because it just helps everyone, you know, because it gives you a stats boost for all your stats and things. Alright, so here we are with the first of the Plague Quarter bosses. And like I said, I'm a complete noob. I have not done Naxxramas at all. My guild or anyone. This is my first time ever doing this here. Do not know these fights. Did not know how the bosses battle, what their strengths and weaknesses are, etc. I'm just completely like playing off the cuff. I'm not doing any research. I'm just coming in here and trying my best. And So this guy seems to basically like he just kind of fights you hand to hand, and then he calls up these skeleton warriors to help him fight. And that seems to be his primary. Paying attention to, but it seems to be like it's mostly hand to hand with support and stuff. And while this is a bit of a long slog for a fight, at least it felt like it to me, but it actually was quite doable. I was able to 9 health. I've been playing around with actually going beyond my standard rotation row. One of the things I've not been very comfortable with in the past, and I know I've been playing this game for years, but shifting between the different rotation selections and things, because I think you can have like 5 or 6 of them. I forget how many you can have. You just, hit shift and a number key, which, for years I never even knew how to do that. And I was too embarrassed to ask anyone. But I finally figured it out on my own. And so now I'm actually using, I've got all of my area of effect spells on shift 2 right now. Mainly because one of the things I do remember when I used to go running dungeons and raids and things with my guild was I had to be careful with area of effect spells so that I didn't pull ads too early or whatnot and that kind of thing. It used to be a problem with my husband. He played a enhancement shaman, I think, and or was it elemental? I forget which kind. He wasn't a healer. He was one of the other healers, but he would drop a fire totem that would aggro anything within 20 feet of him. And he used to get yelled at all the time for doing that because it was like, whoops, we weren't supposed to do that. We weren't ready for those guys yet. And they'd wipe a few. I think they wiped a few times. So, it's one of the reasons why my husband lost interest in the game because people didn't like his particular playing style in group. He kind of likes to go off and do his own thing. And when we're doing the group things for like raids like this, instances, 5-man dungeons and things, you kind of have to formulate a group strategy. You have your tank or tanks. This is a 10-man, so you have 2 tanks here. You have your healers, you have your DPS, some of them are ranged, some of them are melee. And you kind of have to have your strategy in place, especially if you're at level for these fights and things. And, if you've got one raid person on the team that goes off and tries to do his own thing, it doesn't follow the strategy, your entire group could die very, very quickly. Kind of like those of you who are familiar with Jenkins, yeah. My husband was a little bit of a leader. And, unfortunately, he like having to, and there's no one he didn't play a tank. Not with the shooting. You don't generally have retribution shamans as tanks. It just doesn't. What am I saying? Retribution shaman. Sorry, enhancement shaman. You don't normally have enhancement shamans as tanks. It doesn't work like that. Alrighty. Okay, finally we got him down. Noth, the Plaguebringer. Okay, that's one down. And I finally locked the dungeon or the raid to my character, or I'm locked to it now. And just kind of healing up here a little bit before I attempt the next one. You can see the path I have to go to get there, and then there's one final one there. So there's a total of 3 bosses in this particular quarter. And you can see I've got a bunch of maggots over here I need to deal with. And I'm noticing that there's like a way to get to the war quarter, or maybe skipping this one path, but I realize it's way up there, so unless I could fly up there, that ain't gonna work. So then I'm like, okay, which way? Oh, there it is. I got a little lost there. Okay, so now I've got to deal with all these mutated grubs and things. These are all trash mobs. Like the trash mobs are really easy to deal with here. I can take these guys out real easy. Being the level I am and everything. And I'm hoping to continue to quest on the side and get my eye levels up higher. I think I'm finally to a point where my build might not completely hate me five-man runs. I still don't raid. I don't, because the raids take just so long. I mean, look, even though I'm powering through just a quarter of this raid of Naxxramas and just doing one quarter, and that's it. And it still took me, you know, nearly half an hour to get through. You know, that's a significant portion of time there. And normally at level, it could have taken, you know, 2 or 3 hours to get to the gold range. Or longer. I do know I've heard of some raids going for as long as 10 hours, I think. Like, who has that kind of time? I mean, obviously, what they would do is they would break things up, 2 hours here, 2 hours there, sometimes maybe 3 or 4 hours, or do 5 hours at a time, whatnot, just depending on availability of guild members and things. So you wouldn't run it all through together at once. You can get locked into a particular instance or a raid for, I think it's a week. It could be 10 days, I forget. But you have that amount of time to complete the entire thing before the thing resets. And you have to start all over again. So, like, I'm doing the Plague quarter now, but I could potentially wait until tomorrow or whatever. I have most of the rest of this week to come back in and do the other quarters. And I've just decided I'm going to do them, I think I'm going to do the military quarter next, and then the contra quarter and the war quarter last. Alright, so now we've got this guy here who, you know, for some reason his name makes me think that his name is Heigan. Heigan the Unclean? I don't know if that's really supposed to be his name, but it's what I keep seeing. It's a Heigan, I think, but I keep seeing Heigan. And so, anywho, one of the things, I didn't even realize that all of this, you can see all the poison, whatever stuff that comes up through the floor. I didn't even realize that happened in this fight. I just jumped up on this platform, just by happenstance, and it looks like it was a wise choice on my part. Avoid all the poison and stuff. Okay, glad I did that, because I bet you that would cause me to damage. I was down there getting splashed all the time. So, anywho, alright, so we're taking this guy on. This guy, primarily, again, tank and spank type of fight. He does not bring on any additional ads, which is nice. I can focus on just him. And, you know, obviously he's casting something. And now he's casting whatever this is. He's transported to the middle of this pedestal. And I noticed as soon as I hit him, I started getting this poison stuff on me. So I'm like, maybe I need to off a little bit. Because it's definitely, you know, causing me some damage. So I'm healing myself, but then I'm doing as many of my kind of ranged things I can whack at him from a distance, so I don't have to necessarily be in complete melee range to do damage to him. So I'm doing some damage. I'm not doing like massive amounts of damage. Although I think I did see one thing there for like 35,000. So I'm doing some good damage here and there. But okay, now it's done. Now it was finishing off. So I've actually been having fun getting to know my paladin again. I haven't played with her in a while. I obviously have leveled her up. I leveled her all the way from level 1 all the way up, obviously. There's no way to do it right now. And I've always kind of put her aside after I get her to the max level. But I finally decided, you know what, I really, one, they kind of nerfed the Death Knights. They nerfed them kind of. I really liked Death Knights when they first came out. They were so powerful. And not so much fun. And, okay, well, I like that. I get the safety dance achievement. I thought that was kind of funny. You'd have to know the song Safety Dance. Look it up if you're not familiar with it, but look up the lyrics because that'll make some sense. Here, I got a couple of nice purple items. This is a level 80 raid, and so somehow I don't think that those purple items are something that I could wear. Well, I could, but I don't think it'll help my my eye level thing. So I'll probably just sell them. I got a lot of little, very easy to kill trash monsters with ice stoppers. Bam, they're dead. I thought that was really interesting. Well, either they're dead or they disappear. But kind of having a Leroy moment here. Well, not quite. If I was truly being a Leroy, I'd be running all the way through and trying to aggro as many of these as I possibly could. But they're all very super easy to get. And this last one, I was like, why am I not? I kept trying to tab select them and just wouldn't select them for whatever reason. Alrighty, so over here. And so yeah, going back to my paladin and just, I don't know, kind of liking the fact that she's a badass and she has some feeling powers. I like that. It was one of the things that I always tried to do as much with my, well, the Death Knights when they first came out, I think it was the blood spec Death Knight that had certain self-healing. I mean, it was passive self-healing. Like, you'd have to cast certain spells in certain orders and things in order to trigger the healing. And I don't think that happens anymore. I think that they've changed the Death Knight spec so much now that it's a lot more difficult to play the class than it used to be. And like I said, I used to love playing Death Knight. I just haven't been feeling it as much. It was fine using her to go through all the lower level dungeons and things, but now that I'm getting to some of the more difficult stuff, I just no longer was enjoying her, and I want to avoid dying as much as possible. That would be a good thing. So, alright, so here we are now finally approaching the final boss of the Plague Quarter. And here I'm just checking out this place, and I could jump down, but I don't think there's anything worth doing down there, so I'm not going to bother. And now we've got this big beastie that we've got to deal with. Loatheb. It's supposed to be. And once again, pretty clear tank and spank here. Nothing too special. There's these spores that show up, and I'm not sure if I was supposed to go after them and destroy them, but once I noticed them, I was taking them out. I don't know if there was any ill effects to me or not, but I made it through the fight one way or the other. One thing I did notice, that you can see this message on the screen here, there's some kind of an aura that prevents healing, and so I kind of had to time healing myself between the auras, because they apply the aura and you can't heal, and then it starts to fade, and then so it allows healing once more, and I have to hit the heal right then in order to stay alive and stuff, and so I had to learn how to time it properly. Not too difficult, thankfully, so I managed to get through this fight pretty unscathed. I mean, for a couple of times I my level's down a bit lower, but I kind of do, I think I do pretty well. So for those of you who are avid World of Warcraft fans, please these raids and stuff, you know, how do you think I did? Obviously, I'm successful in this quarter, but you know, any criticisms in terms of my tone or you know just any comments for this video, I would appreciate that. I definitely like getting feedback on things. And so next week I will definitely focus on military quarter and the construct and arachnid. I may or may not just skip that one boss. It's the first boss to your off to your left when you first enter the repertoire. I can't tell you what his name is, but he's a big beetle thing. For those of you who might be familiar with that fight, you know, is there something I'm missing? Because like I said, about halfway through the fight, all of a sudden, I can't cast any spells. So it's happened to me with both of my tunes, both my Death Knight, and I tried it once with my Paladin here as well, and in both cases, I think he casts something that prevents him from casting anything. I feel I can cast anything. And, you know, I do take out the ads that come up. There's the Plaguebringer, and there's I forget what the other guys are called, but there's two different types of ads he has. And I take them out when they show up and everything. But, so I think with the fight I had, I took out 2 of the big ads and 1 Plague Beetles. And I tried my best to avoid the spikes that shoot you up in the air. Although I'm surviving those a lot better with my Paladin than I was with the Death Knight. But at the end of the day, once I stopped being able to cast anything, I died very, very quickly after that. And I'm not quite sure what's going on there or what I can do to combat it. I don't know if I throw a shield up before he casts it. You know, should I be paying attention to casting something? You know, any advice you guys could give me for that would be appreciated. Because, you know, like I said, I don't know these things very well. Or at all. Managed to get through all the Plague Quarter bosses. These guys all seemed fairly straightforward. And, at any rate, we'll see how I do with the bosses in the other quarters. And go from there. So, yep, there we go. I finished I got the Plague Quarter achievement. 10 player. Yeah, there's no way I'm trying this in 25 player. I can say that for sure. Alright, and then there's, looks like there's a portal to get me back to the main part of Naxxramas, so I'll do that. And please, if you enjoy these, please like, please share, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. But thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to the military quarter next week. Until then, take care, bye-bye.